he's super ready to do all that stuff. It's just you guys got to get into the mood where it's natural for you. He actually right now he knows a lot more than you guys do, so you guys have to catch up.
Yeah.
So if you think about the follow is just a recall, a moving recall, right? So recall means come to me, and follow just means come to me, but I'm moving.
Yeah.
So it's a loose thing on either side, and you can have a bit of a bubble. I don't like him in front of me because he's pushy about it, but he can be a little bit loose with stuff. His head like his head kind of comes up a little bit here and there. That's okay. But anything where you see him committing to moving past you, then I would definitely call him like correct and call him that.
Oh, come on. Place. Cool. Much better.
Wherever you want the dog to go, right? Think about like there's an invisible leash connected from your belt to the dog, right? So if I'm here and Beaux here, but I need him here, it's very easy if I just go like this. That invisible leash, which is really just your body, is going to pull him wherever you want him. So you can literally get a dog to do donuts on place just by like, they'll just keep following you around and things like that. So think about your body as being a magnet, and then that should kind of open up your world where you, because this is all new, I want you to get away from the feeling of where most people would grab a collar to try and move their dog, or not use a leash.
Oh, come. Place.
Very good. And then you can walk over to the other side. Same thing as in the beginning. Call him to there.
Oh, come. Place.
You have to solve a problem and you have to repeat commands. Use your e-collar, use your body motion, try and keep your tone, just like don't deviate, deviating with your voice to try and like, I really mean this, you know what I mean? And so it just kind of goes that way. So if it's like down, I don't care if it's 100 times, no, down. You know what I mean? Like, and that's gonna take some work for that to just be like, kind of like this. I don't mean for you to be like a zombie, but to where it doesn't have inflections that are kind of all over the place, just kind of like this is what you're shooting for. You can get into a spot where you're trying to correct a situation, and so you're coming up on the e-collar, but you're actually making it worse because now the dog's getting overwhelmed and freaked out. So for one, you want to make sure you give the dog time after you've given them a correction. Where are you going with it? Even if they're turning around, you want to see what's going to happen, because I've seen owners where they're like, no. The dog's like, geez, give me a second and I'll actually get there. So make sure you give them enough time to solve it. And if you feel like your levels, because you can always experiment, right? So if you're trying to solve a problem with a dog trying to lay down and it's not working and you're at 6, try rolling down to 4, see what happens. It might, counterintuitively, it might be exactly what he needs, because it's, okay, I know the command, I know what you're looking for, but now I'm not worried about the stem, and now I'll actually lay down and give you that, even though it's a lower levels. Just one thing, it's kind of the equivalent of somebody kind of like more old school, dog training wise, like a choke chain, and being like down, and then just like, okay, I'm just gonna rip your head off and like just nail you over and over, and the dog gets so worried that they're like, well, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that same thing can happen with an e-collar, so you always want to be mindful of managing that. You're trying to slow his brain down, challenge him, make things harder for him rather than easier. But he can. Oh, come on, baby. Let's go. Wait. Down. No. Oh, come.
It's a horse race.
Right, so that's kind of where you're headed. Not that you have to be running around your house like a mad person, but you also don't have to be in this kind of like zombie apocalypse kind of speed where you're like kind of moving like that. But for right now, it's super important. I just want you guys to see that there's another gear, there are other things available to you, and of course if you're playing in the backyard or anything like that. But it's super important that we get that brain to slow down and that he gets used to listening to you guys even in challenging situations where he wants to go faster and wants to do both things. So But he's got other gears, and it's not all just like